Okay. First of all, as you know, our lesson today is parts of an essay. Now, I'm going to ask you the first question. What is an essay? Who can answer me? What is an essay? Rama, can you tell me what an essay is? Okay. So this is what I'm displaying now is an overview of an essay. We all know that an essay is made of the introduction, the first part, from general to specific usually. Then you have body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, and body paragraph 3. And then you have the conclusion. Our grade 12 essays are generally made of five paragraphs. Okay. So moving on to the question, what is an essay? An essay is a group of well-organized paragraphs discussing one central idea. What's this central idea that it's discussing? What do we call this central idea that an essay is discussing? Hassan?
What?
Okay, as we said, Hassan, the definition of an essay, let me display it again. Okay, an essay is a group of well-organized paragraphs discussing one central idea. What do we call the central idea? The central idea of an essay. Hamad?
A central idea is the main point that the author is making.
Okay, yes.
Also, it's called main idea or a key idea.
Okay, so that is your thesis statement, of course, isn't it? Okay.
Yes.
So parts of an essay, you have the introduction. As we said, the introduction, the first sentence of an essay is called what, usually, from last year and the previous year? What do we call the first sentence of an essay? Dana, what do we call the first sentence of an essay in the introduction?
The hook.
The hook, okay. So what is a hook? Why is it called a hook? Hadil, why do we call it a hook?
It attracts readers' attention.
Yes, it attracts the reader's attention. I gave you here in the worksheet and in the video examples of what hooks can be. A hook needs to be an attractive statement. It needs to be catchy. Okay, it could be a question, a sound effect, a figure of speech like a metaphor or a personification. Could be a shocking statement, a quote, or visualizing. For example, did you know that 1.5 acres of forest are cut down every second? Now, as I am speaking, like 10 acres of forest have already been cut. Okay, this is a shocking statement, and it's also a question aimed at attracting the reader's attention. Did you know that 20% of the world's oxygen is produced in the Amazon forest? Okay, or the third one, a sound effect. Boom. The world suddenly shook and we had no idea what was going on as we stared at each other in complete shock. So this is what a hook is. After a hook, what do we have after a hook? What comes after a hook? I wrote my hook sentence, then what? Hamad Zayed.
Background information.
Background information. What do we mean by background information?
It gives information about the topics the writer will write about in the body paragraphs.
Okay, do they need to be specific? Should they be specific?
The background information?
Yes.
No, a general knowledge.
Exactly. The hook, background, the information related to the hook, general knowledge about your topic. Okay, let's read about them. The following sentences are general knowledge about the topic and are written to give background information to the reader. Now, after that, Hadil, what comes after the background information? The final part of an introduction, what do we call it? Hadil?
Thesis statement.
The thesis statement. So what is a thesis statement, Hadil, by definition? Can you see the screen, Hadil? Okay, Hassan?
If the last part is sentence of introduction,
Okay, what is it by definition? It is generally the last part, yes, the last sentence.
it
What is
holds the main idea of the essay.
Okay, it holds the main idea of the essay. And as I said in the video, can we write the thesis in question form? Hamad, can you answer that question? Can we write the thesis in question form?
We can't.
The final paragraph sentence, the first paragraph.
No, we
The
can't.
thesis, can we write it as a question? Hamad was answering.
No.
Why can't we?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can, Hassan.
Should forecast your main arguments and conclusion and provide a brief description of the rest of the paper.
That's
That lets the reader know where you are going and what to accept.
Okay, the thesis statement is the main idea of your whole essay. It is called a statement. It cannot be written in question form because a statement is a sentence that ends with a full stop, okay? It should never be written as a question. That would be wrong. Let me show you the example here I have. Example, if I'm talking about garbage pollution and its effects, can you all see the screen? Example here, number 3. Garbage pollution is a very dangerous phenomenon that leads to destructive effects such as water body contamination, infectious diseases, and spoilage of beautiful scenery. So, what am I going to discuss in that essay, Dana? Rama, what am I going to discuss in this essay? Can anyone answer the question? Hamad?
Yes, what question, please?
Yeah, Hamad, can you answer? What am I going to discuss in this essay? I showed you the thesis.
About garbage pollution.
Okay, so I'm going to discuss 3 destructive effects. I listed them here. So what do you think, the body paragraphs, what will they look like? The first body paragraph will discuss what? Water body contamination. The second body paragraph, infectious diseases. And the third one, spoilage of beautiful scenery. This is how a thesis statement, a good thesis statement should look like. You give me the main topic and then what you're going to discuss. Okay? Is that clear, you guys? I get this feeling that, okay, this is one of the reasons why I'm not getting the answers I want. There still were 2 views this morning. I need 10 views in order for you guys to understand the lesson, okay? Now, let's move on. Now, concerning hooks, if we're going to talk about deforestation in the essay, what would be a good hook? Take a look at the screen here. Did you know that 70% of our world's plant and animal species live in forests? Why is this a good hook? Hadil, why is this a good hook?
Has statistics.
Okay, great. It has statistics and it is asked in a question form. So it is good. Let me give you another example. What would be a good, okay, what would be a good hook? That was my question for causes and effects. The second one, up to 28,000 species can go extinct in the next quarter century due to deforestation. 1/4 of a century is 25 years. So again, I'm giving a shocking fact or statistic to begin my essay. Remember, a hook needs to be one sentence only. Another one, who can read this? Hassan, can you read the hook I wrote here? Hamad?
Yes, despite all the efforts by NGOs, deforestation continues to rise in the Brazilian Amazon.
Again, another interesting fact. And finally, did you know that most of the fires in the Amazon were intentionally lit? Okay, so this is concerning the hook and the introductory paragraphs. Now, the second part of my essay will be the body paragraphs. What do the body paragraphs, what must they include? Rama? Okay, any volunteers?
A topic sentence, supporting details, concluding sentence.
Great, great. So what's the job of body paragraphs? This is how it's divided. Yes, Muhammad. What's the job of a body paragraph? It's going to do what? Okay, they are the paragraphs following the introduction. Each essay can contain as many paragraphs, but as we know, as I taught you guys from last year, we will only write 3 body paragraphs this year, meaning that the whole essay will be 5 paragraphs. The job of the body paragraph is to give supporting evidence and or details to the thesis statement. All I'm going to do in the body paragraph needs to go back to the thesis. Okay, I cannot discuss anything outside the thesis. So garbage pollution, I'm going to talk about how water bodies are contaminated like rivers, seas, etc. Then I'm going to talk about infectious diseases in the other body paragraph. Then finally, I'm going to talk about the spoilage of scenery. Okay, all of them related to your thesis. Okay, but every body paragraph, as Hamad said, needs to begin with a topic sentence. The topic sentence, of course, the first sentence, and it needs to tell me what this very paragraph is going to discuss. Example, garbage pollution, as I said, leads to contamination of water bodies with toxins. Here I need to give examples. For example, the Litani River, how it has been contaminated by farms and industries dumping their garbage and sewage. The beaches of Lebanon contaminated by plastic, etc. In the supporting details, again, I need main supporting details and minor supporting details, which are examples. You can use statistics, but of course, on a test or on a quiz, Google is not next to me. What can I do? I want to include a supporting detail, but I don't have Google next to me. What do I do? What can I do? The best thing.
You can get it from your mind.
Exactly, I can get it from my mind if I'm 100% sure. That's a good point. If I'm not 100% sure, I write something from my own experiences. For example, last week I went to the beach with my friends, but there was so much plastic and garbage floating on the water that we decided not to swim. This is a real life example, something from your experiences, okay? And finally, the concluding sentence of a paragraph, something to wrap up this paragraph. Okay, the conclusion of the whole essay. What does a conclusion need to do? Guys, this is not good. This is going to appear on your grades. I hope you understand that. Participation is integral. Hadil, what does a conclusion of an essay need to do?
It needs to restate the thesis statement.
Thank you. Restate the thesis statement.
Summarize the text.
Okay. And finally,
have feelings like opinions and advices.
Exactly, offer advice, call for action. The government should, okay, the NGOs should. Can I say, is it good to say, I advise you to? I advise you to, I advise people to. Is that a good statement to say, Hassan? Okay, just avoid saying I advise you to or advise people to, because it has become a weak statement. Let's say who should do something. We should start with ourselves. Governments should make a larger effort. Governments should put fines, municipalities should, etc. Okay, a call for action and a recommendation. Okay, now we finished with the parts of an essay. Now the kinds of essays. How many types of essays are we going to write this year? What do you guys think? Let's take a look at the types of essays we're going to write. First of all, as you know by now, we're going to start with the expository essay. What does an expository essay do in 3-4 words? Dana, what do we do in an expository essay?
Explain and inform.
Thank you. Explain and inform. Let's take a look at the types of expository essays. Problem solution, of course. You present the problem of global warming and you present solution. Comparison and contrasting. You compare garbage management in Beirut versus garbage management in Tyre, for example. Causes and effects of air pollution, as I gave you the sample. Definition essay. For example, you talk about COVID-19, its symptoms, its causes, its effect, etc. Okay? Now, the second part of the second type of essay we're going to take this year is argumentative. What is it? What's an argumentative essay, Rama? What's an argumentative essay? Ali, good morning. What's an argumentative essay? Who can answer that? Any volunteers?
You consider 2 points.
Yes.
And mention supporting evidence of each.
Exactly. In an argumentative essay, I present my claim, where I stand. Let's say the issue of euthanasia or mercy killing. I say that I stand against euthanasia for several reasons. I'm clearly presenting it. But in the body paragraphs, I also need to present the opposing view and refute it. Don't worry, we're going to go through that in detail when I give you the argumentative essay again. Now, the other type of essay that we're going to take this year is persuasive writing. How is it different from argumentative writing? It's different in only one way. In a persuasive writing, I do not present the opponent's point of view. I just present my claims. I am against euthanasia because of this, this, and this. No need to include the opponent's point of view. So those are the only 3 types of essays we're going to take this year. And of course, the case study essay, which is a type of expository essay. Do you guys remember the case studies? What's a case study essay? Who can answer that? Ali?
Sorry, Miss, what's the question?
Yes, Ali, we talked about, we're going to take expository essays, argumentative essays, persuasive essays, but also case study essays. What are those? They are a type of expository essay, but what are they?
You talk about a story or a person that was exposed to something.
Okay.
You talk about this case.
Okay.
And something.
Okay, good. A specific case, but does it have to be a person?
No.
Okay, could
Maybe
I
a city or something.
Great, great. I can write about a city or a certain river in Lebanon that has been polluted, or a certain good example of garbage recycling in a village in the south. This is a specific case.
Yeah.
It's not really a story, but I talk about what is happening there, the causes, the effect, and okay, has this issue been solved? What was done about it? Again, we're going to go into specific details when we take, case studies. So this is it, but concerning descriptive and narrative essays, we do not take them in grade 12, but just to know, descriptive essays are a type of writing where we describe something. We describe a scene, we describe a place, a person, we use a lot of figures of speech, we use the senses, we use adjectives, adverbs. Narrative is just a story. I am telling a story. Narratives could be short stories, novels, historical documents, biographies, autobiographies. But in grade 12 life sciences, you do not need to worry neither about descriptive writing nor about narratives. We're not going to take them. Okay, so what will we begin with? The expository essay. And as Dana said, the expository essay is an essay that gives us information. Okay, we're going to start with a cause-effect essay. Again, the purpose of this writing is to give information about a certain subject. The writer's tone here is generally what? Let's see who has been listening. Hassan, when you write an expository essay, how should your tone be? Or how is the author's tone generally? Hassan, are you with us? Rama, how should your tone be when you are writing an expository essay? Hamad?
Yes.
Yes, how is the tone, generally, the tone in an expository essay?
Informative.
Yes, informative, neutral, objective, scientific. Are there any feelings in the body paragraphs? Or opinions? Should there be?
Also no.
No, not at all, because it is an expository essay where I'm just giving information and facts. I should not include my feelings and opinions. Maybe a little in the conclusion as a call for action, but never in the body paragraphs. Okay, let's take a look at some of the details. A, for example, if a writer wants to address the issue of addiction to social media among teens, she might state the problem and its different dimensions and give practical solution. This is for the problem solution essay. How about for B? What does a writer do in a cause-effect essay? Who would like to read? Hadi, can you read, please? Letter B.
If a writer wants to talk about the reason behind the issue of light pollution and what the issue is leading to with regards to nocturnal species such as sea turtles, he would write a cause-effect essay.
Exactly. Now, letter C, Dana. In an advantages, disadvantages essay, what would a writer do? Can you please read?
When the writer wants to talk about the reason behind an honor, C or B?
A C. Advantages,
okay.
disadvantages. It's okay.
When the writer wants to discuss something like building a certain highway through a forest in the Amazon and how that could be benefit a community, yet might be bring about different changes in the ecosystem.
Okay.
She or he would write about the advantages and disadvantages of building highway in such an ecosystem.
Okay, and finally the case study, the one I was just discussing. Hassan, would you please read letter D? Yes.
When a writer wants to focus on a singular case in order to give a real life example of the topic he or she is discussing, the writer usually writes a case study where she or he makes a thorough research about one case.
Mm-hmm.
For example, when the author is addressing the huge issue of water pollution in Lebanon, he or she might take the case of pollution in the Litani River and talk about the causes and effects of pollution in that particular case. Also, when the author is talking about the effects of cyberbullying on teens, she or he might discuss the case of particular teen who faced such an issue and what happened as a result.
What's cyberbullying? Ali, what is cyberbullying? Can anyone answer that question?
Bullying online.
Yes, bullying online. Is that a widespread phenomenon? What do you guys think? Is this an issue nowadays among teens?
Yes.
Yes, it is. It is a big issue causing a lot of anxiety. Okay, now, to the writing sample. In the worksheet, guys, please be careful. I put 2 writing samples, one cause effect, one problem solution. You need to read both of them because next week you're going to write an essay about one environmental issue. The cause effect model, I talked about the destructive effects of air pollution. Of course, if you take a look at it, the sentence in bold is what? Rama, the sentence in bold is what? What do we call it? Okay, Dana?
Yes, miss. Can you repeat the question?
Yes, Dana, the sentence in the first paragraph in bold, what is that? The dark sentence.
Thesis statement?
Yes, it's the thesis statement. Would you please read it?
Air pollution is perhaps one of the most severe and impending issues affecting our planet. It ravages the environment, presents several health risks, and even affects the economy.
Okay, guys, it starts from it, of course. And if you want to consider all of it a thesis statement, of course, you need to put a semicolon. But the last one, it ravages the environment, presents several health risks, and even affects the economy. So here I'm going to discuss 3 things. What are they? First body paragraph, how it ravages the environment. Second one, health risks. And third one, how it is affecting the economy, like tourism decreases, etc. How about the first body paragraph? Let's see. Ali, in the first body paragraph, what's the first sentence? What do we call the first sentence?
Topic sentence.
Okay, it's a topic sentence and it holds the main idea of the whole paragraph. Air pollution has negative effects on the environment, okay? It leads to ozone depletion, okay, the first one here. So here I'm going to talk about how it's affecting the environment, so on and so forth. Please, we're running out of time. I would like you to read this sample and the other sample posted in worksheet. Has anyone taken a look at the worksheet? Muhammad, have you seen the worksheet yet?
Yes, I read the information.
Okay.
About,
two writing samples. Did you see the 2 writing samples?
No, I didn't read.
Oh, this one is for week 6. I'm sorry. So this one is 1 writing sample. Next week it's 2 writing samples, and I'm going to ask you guys next week to write your own essay, of course. Now, other than that, let's see. Okay, this is the end of this lecture. We'll talk about this prompt in detail. Choose one environmental issue, of course, other than air pollution, and talk about 3 of its causes and 3 of its consequences, meaning effects. I will post this as homework for next time, and we'll talk about it, okay? So do you have any questions? Do you have any questions?
No, thank you.
Okay. Before that, before we leave, I have just 1 minute. Do you guys remember the writing process? I want to write an essay. What do I need to do first? Hadil, what should I do before I start writing? What should we do first?
Pick the topic.
Pick the topic, thank you. We picked the topic. Let's say we're going to discuss light pollution. Now, what do I do first?
We should outline.
Brainstorming and drafting. Drafting, I added an I there. You have to brainstorm and draft. How do you brainstorm?
On a piece of paper.
Yes, you write quick phrases. You do not write complete sentences. Quick phrases, then after that, you write your rough draft or your first draft. After that, you revise what you wrote, you edit grammar, sentence structure, spelling, punctuation. Okay, now you have a second draft. After that, you evaluate your ideas. Is this idea stated correctly? Maybe I should write it in a different way. Maybe I should include an opinion here or a statistic, etc. After you finish evaluating, you write your final draft and you hand it in to the teacher. Okay? Any questions concerning the writing process, how we should start writing? Okay, so I'll leave you now. Of course, I'm going to post this meeting. And for any questions, please don't hesitate to ask, okay? Anything else, guys, before we leave? Okay, see you then. Bye-bye.